Hey guys, Dreadlocks here, back with a new playthrough. This is going to be Morrowind, which I'm going to call a semi-blind playthrough, for reasons that I'll share here in a second. I'm making this video because I want to be fully transparent about what I know about Morrowind going into it and why I can't call it a fully blind playthrough. Now to start with, I have about 50 hours in the game, which is a lot. But I've actually never gotten past, I think it's called Balmora, the first major town in the game. And the reason that that's happened is, well, first, I've restarted a couple of times trying to play this. And although all those hours were years ago, probably 10 years ago. And I approached this game in the same way that I would have approached any of the newer Fallout games, like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, where you're basically expected to clear every part of the map. If you're walking down a road and there's a building or a cave or whatever, you go in and you loot the thing fully and you take out all the enemies. And so that's how I approached this game. Because this one I had never played. I'd never even really got into the Elder Scrolls until after playing the Fallout games. And then I was like, oh, okay, let's do this. My understanding is you can't do this in Morrowind because Morrowind... The maps have gotten smaller over time, but my understanding is Daggerfall's map is the size of Great Britain. Literally. And this is probably... well, smaller than that, but I have seen the whole map, and it's pretty freaking big. And so I was going down the road, and I would see a cave, and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go in there, and I'm gonna clear that cave, and I'm gonna loot everything, and that just doesn't work in this game, because this game is more like an actual world. At least that's my understanding. So. Yeah, so that's how I've accrued 50 hours, just running around, like picking every plant on the side of the road as you go down, and then overloaded, and your character, like, basically... Actually, no, in this one you completely stop moving, because I ended up having to drop stuff, and then run back to town, and then run back to my little loot pile, and then make several trips back and forth. So, yeah, probably not going to be doing that this time. Probably going to be a little bit more streamlined. I hope. I am an item hoarder in practice, so we shall see. But yeah, so played about 50 hours, although it's wasted time. Basically, it's meaningless. More importantly, I guess, as far as transparency goes, I think I know the overall story of the game. Kind of. I know the general premise, I think, because I've been online long enough and seen enough people just casually mention stuff that I've sort of absorbed some of the info just by osmosis, I guess. Also, I've watched... There's this guy, Young Scrolls, on YouTube. I've watched maybe all of his music videos and watched his Dagoth Wave video probably 500 times. I don't know if that's good or bad, but there you have it. What else? Seen the map, kind of know the general premise of the story, played about 50 hours just screwing around and trying to loot everything that wasn't nailed down. I remember doing some research into the character creation a while back because I wanted to... I mean, it's kind of hard at first. It's kind of like a kind of like how the original Diablo was, where it just takes turn-based combat and makes it real time effectively. So the stamina bar, you can't just run up and whack, whack, whack. You gotta wait for your stamina to recharge because that's effectively your chance to hit. So, and And then I was getting creamed because I was out leveling stuff and I was leveling poorly. And so the things on the road, which I understand those are the only ones on the roads are the ones that actually level with you. And they were outpacing me because I was trying to be an alchemist or something stupid. And they're just getting murdered. Additionally, I don't think this shows it. It doesn't show our mods or whatever. Actually, I probably should change that. Let's change, where was it? Let's do activate E, and then we'll say, where's jump? Jump is spacebar. I don't know what joystick is. I guess it's using the gamepad as well. That might be an issue. We'll see. Right, this is going to be interesting, all these different controls. What else? What else? As far as mods go, I don't really have any. I've installed some kind of code patch, not the unofficial Morrowind patch, and all this stuff is dated from maybe 2016 was the last time I tried to update this. So it's some kind of code patch to fix the major bugs, and it has Blood Moon and Tribunal, and then it has a bunch of those little add-ons that came after it that Bethesda released, like adamantium armor and area effect arrows and stuff. But yeah, generally speaking, I want to play the game in as vanilla an experience as you can. When I was doing the 50-hour thing, I had installed a mod that expanded the distance that you could see, and I mean, I'm told that's one of the important ones, but I'm like, for this one, I didn't bother with any of that. It's just code patch, Blood Moon Tribunal, and then those extra little 10 little individual add-ons that they added. And that is basically it. I don't know if there's really any other stuff that I could say as far as transparency goes. I don't know how much of this game is going to work. I've heard there are save corruption bugs because the patch notes for that patch mentioned them, and hopefully they're all fixed. But if we get 100 hours into the game and it craps out and I have to restart because all my saves are corrupted, I'm probably just going to stop. Just, or if it does what that game Hector was trying to do, where all of a sudden it stops recording the video and it's audio only because OBS is being twitchy, probably going to stop. In my test recording, everything seemed to be working fine, but I only did like 10 minutes, so I don't actually know. And OBS does some weird stuff, like with Deus Ex, it changed the shading, so I had to go in during post-processing and alter the gamma values, which that was a learning experience. So I'm hoping there's nothing too crazy that's going to happen during this playthrough, and I'm hoping everything gets recorded properly. And works properly. You can see the little version 1.6.1820 down in the lower left. Hopefully that's okay. Also, what you guys see and what I see is different. My aspect ratio is actually more the aspect ratio of this video, so it is more of a 16:9, whereas your guys, what you're seeing is more of a 4:3. I was trying to figure out how to make my thing not full screen, but I don't know if that's even an option. And so, but maybe the text would be too small if that was gonna happen. So I don't know. We're gonna try. I don't think there's anything else I haven't covered. Seen the map, know the basic story. Many of the overarching spoilers I've been spoiled on. Sorry. But the minutia and the day-to-day stuff that really makes up the experience, the finer details, I know nothing about that. So I have played Oblivion a couple of times. That one's not super great. And I've played Skyrim a couple times, and that one's as well. I'm hoping this one will be good. My big complaints with Oblivion and Skyrim are actually the leveling system, and because of how you get outpaced by the monsters, the adaptive leveling or whatever like that. That sucks. But who knows? I know there's a difficulty slider, so we might play with that a little bit. But yeah, so I think that's everything. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I will try and answer what I can. I'm going to call it a semi-blind playthrough, and I'm going to try and get through this. And hopefully everything works and nothing completely craps the bed. And that's basically it for today. Thank you guys so much. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next is going to be the actual Morrowind videos. Fingers crossed. And that's it. Hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.